Holy shit. Oh, wait, is the mic on? Is the mic... Hello, hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you? Shout out Kenya, bro. Boom. Boom, bada bing. Bada boom, bada beanie. Oh my god, I didn't even change the thumbnail. Oh, whatever, who cares? Who cares? I don't give a shit. I don't care at all. So, ooh. Oh. Yeah, so apparently for the past hour-ish, they had a Roomba in the Bungie HQ that chat was controlling, which is pretty cool, pretty cool. This is gonna be a woke mess. I don't even know. Should I even bother having the chat enabled? So this little guy was just roaming around Bungie HQ. Okay, they just have a big Elixni over here. That's pretty cool. Bro, the music is actually, like, really good, I'll be honest. Like, it's so... I don't know. It's so eerie. It's strange. Strange music, but I like it. Alright, we have 15 minutes. 15 minutes. That's not what I wanted. It's the wrong fucking site. Is there anything marathon related I can watch? Marathon. Oh, look at that. That's not a marathon. Sub 3 hour marathon? Well, now we're in the real marathons. Marathon is a recipe for failure. Uh-oh.
Setting up Marathon from Bungie is just a recipe for failure. Now, I'm not predicting the game's demise, but they are really stacking the deck against this game.
A recipe for failure. Dude, we haven't even seen gameplay. Dude, you didn't say that. They're going... Marathon Intel. Could you imagine? Yeah, apparently they're giving away alpha codes, and I'll be honest, I don't want one. And plus, I'm on YouTube, I don't even think I'm going to be able to get one. You think I really want... Because I'm pretty sure I heard that the alpha, you need to sign an NDA for. I'm not signing an NDA. You think I could... I can't even go 5 minutes without mention... Like, I'm going to tell everyone that I played Marathon. I mean, to be fair, I'd have no one to tell that I played Marathon. Like, nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. Chicken jockey. Why they was like chicken jockey in the chat? Oh my god, this is some bullshit. Some baloney. Tessellation.
All right, let me go take. I just don't think the tessellation. Maybe it will. Maybe it will. Let me take a look. No gameplay loop. Just throw as many abilities as possible and grenades for tessellation. Bond is Immos plus Swarmers. It's tessellation with Immos plus Swarmers. Attribute and class ability. We use.
Bro, shout out Tessellation, bro. Cop plays Warzone. You know what?
There, Bob.
HDR, he's gonna be. Oh, he's in a sniper. Oh, he's fucking insane. Holy shit. I'm sorry for ever doubting this motherfucker, dude. Bro, I've been playing so much Warzone recently. You guys have no idea. Absolutely, like, genuinely unhealthy amount of Warzone. Because they added the new map back. Not the new map, the old map back. And I mean, it's fun. Oh! Ah!
Full reveal to go ahead and show you some marathon gameplay live here from Bungie HQ, but we actually have the distinct privilege of being joined by a pretty solid contingent of the marathon development team in-house. So in addition to some of the folks we're going to be talking to on stage here in just a little bit, we wanted to take the opportunity to get to introduce you to just a few of them here before we kicked off the show. Now, first things first, someone who's been here at Bungie for a little bit and someone who has also agreed we're going to do it on film and make sure that everyone knows that you've agreed to take me on a run at some point. But Kevin Yanis, Senior Design Lead here at Bungie, how's it going?
It's going great. I'm really excited for this truly momentous day.
It's going to be a lot of fun. What about today's show are you most excited about?
Yeah, honestly, I'm really excited for the team, or for everyone to see the team's work on the runners. We've been developing these gameplay fantasies and visual for a long time. I know the community has reacted really positively to some of the previews we've given. And, you know, Bungie games have this immaculate touch and feel, this great gunplay. And with Marathon, we're adding tac shooter elements to it. To really increase that depth and mastery that people expect from our games. So I'm excited to see how everyone reacts to that.
Yeah, now we're going to get to see a lot of that soon, but we're also going to get to see, you mentioned you get to work on the runners. Can you tell us just a little bit without...
Like, I don't know, like, this is the same people that made Destiny 2 PvP.
With these runners, you're going to see they're pretty archetypical, so you're going to see different but clear and distinct fantasies and gameplay identities and roles, and hopefully people walk away from this understanding how their team compositions are going to look like and what their friends are going to play.
Outstanding. Kevin, well, thank you for being here today, man. We appreciate it. As we go right on down the line, we're also joined by Senior Engineering Lead here at Bungie, Mr. Sean Chan. Sean, how's it going, man?
Hi, I'm great. Yeah, it's really good. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you for asking. That's so nice of you. For folks out there that may not know what it is a Senior Engineering Lead does, what do you do here at Bungie?
Dude, this guy kind of looks like... Dude, I'm searching a Reddit worm guy. I hope I'm getting the good results. This guy... Wait. Are that fucked up to, like, do that?
Absolutely.
Well, Sean, thank you for being here today,
Like,
man.
am
We
I
really
allowed
appreciate it.
to, like,
and of course, as we
do
go on
that?
down the line, we're also joined by Marathon's narrative director, Julia Nardin. Julia, how you doing?
Really excited, Andy.
Today we're obviously going to get a lot to show, or get to show off a lot rather today here in just a little bit. But what are you most excited for people to see?
Oh man. So as you know, we've been treating this as both a reimagining of and a direct successor to the original trilogy, which means we've been taking that really rich, textured world building from the original games and using it as sort of a sacred foundation that we want to continue building on. And finally, we get to share some of that with our community today.
It's very exciting, and selfishly, as someone who grew up playing the original trilogy with his dad, it's been so much fun getting to talk story with you. Can't
Try to play the original?
Anything in particular, anything else that you're excited for people to get to dig into as they learn more about Marathon? We've unleashed a little bit with the ARG and everything, but any thoughts so far?
I said it, I'd get in trouble. So I think I want to keep it a surprise.
Fair question. All right, well, we got a big show coming up. Thank you, Julia, for being here. Thank you all, too, for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate it a ton. All right, we are in final prep now, everyone. So we'll be back in just a little bit on the other side with some marathon gameplay. Don't go away.
Like, what do I do for 6 minutes? I don't know what to do for fucking 6 minutes. Dude, I was gonna start streaming like an hour ago. I wouldn't have been able to do any of that. Like, what is that, bro? Blood of the Dead. Yo, we should just play fucking Blood of the Dead, honestly. Yay crashes out over PDF. I should speed in China. 9/11 in real time? Like, no. Global gameplay review. Alright, I'm rewatching everything. Jarvis enhanced. I'm going frame by frame. So as you can see right here, there's nothing. Dude, this was insane, not gonna lie. The ARG that led to like this trailer, I think it was pretty cool. And go figure, fucking Milo was the one who like pioneered it. Like, dude isn't even in the desk. Oh, no. That gun looks weird. It's like an AK, but it's like glitched out, and the red dot is to the side. See, give me weird guns like that. Oh, look at the kitty! Wow, dude. Dude, that's like right now, dude. That's literally right now. No way. It's literally right now. Let's go all the way back to this one. Watch the full trailer now. That's what I'm doing. That's why I clicked the video. That shit was over 2 years ago, right? When was this? May 24th, 2023, when the first, like, announced. I guess now we're finally getting something. Took them long enough. Whoa, dude. If it doesn't look exactly like this, I don't know. Did we get it? They didn't even show like a release date for the like original one, right? Sci-fi PvP extraction shooter. Oh man, those words scare me. They really scare me. Please be good. Like, dude. I don't want the game to be bad. I want it to be good. I want it to be good enough to where this and Destiny can still, like, exist together. Is that a big ask? Yeah. Is that a realistic? No. But please. There's no games right now, bro. There's no games. I should not be playing Warzone 4 hours a day. I need something, man. I need something good. Like, I want to see gameplay. They're obviously going to show gameplay, but I want to see the loop. Like, what's the reason for me to play this? And obviously a release date would be nice. Apparently it still has its 2025 release date, which is crazy. Like, this game might be closer than, like, most would think. I'm honestly, like... I don't know. Okay. Gameplay. Please. Everyone shut the fuck up. Oh. Oh. It's not sound gameplay.
All right, everyone. Hello and welcome back to Bungie HQ here in beautiful Washington, where we're coming to you live with the opportunity to share a little bit of marathon gameplay with you for the very first time. My name's Andy. I work on the social media team here, and we've got an awesome show lined up for you with a little surprise at the end that you're going to want to stick around to. So make sure to go ahead and not tune out early. But no need to worry. You're not going to have to sit here and listen to me. I'm joined by some of my teammates here at Bungie to walk us through some of what we're going to be seeing today. So no time like the present. Let's get into the show. First things first, this gentleman here to my right, to your left, is Marathon's game director, Mr. Joe Ziegler. Joe, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much. Like, super excited to finally show something about our game, you know? We've been a little bit silent for a while, but we're hoping you'll have a lot of fun today.
Yeah, we'll have another video in addition to the one of just you in your office hanging out.
Exactly, yeah. I won't be talking for like 20 minutes straight this time. I promise, yeah.
So for anyone out there that may not know you or what you do here, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
I work with a lot of amazing people, some of the people on this stage, a lot of people who are sort of in the audience here today. My goal is ultimately to take sort of all the ideas that we have, bring them together in a singular experience, and help to deliver that experience as a single thread. So, just love that.
The Threadlings?
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. As we go on down the line, we're also joined by a man who's been instrumental in bringing the worlds of both games and film to life, our franchise art director, Mr. Joe Cross. Joe, how's it going?
I'd clap that
Joe,
motherfucker. He's the art director.
You've got some
like,
fans here, but for anyone out
this
there
guy.
in the audience at home that may not know you,
That
or
guy
doesn't get a
cooks.
chance to work with you, can you tell us just a little bit about who you are and what you do here?
Yeah, so I'm Joe Cross. I'm franchise art director of Marathon, and my job is to sort of set the tone and the vision, the visual style of this, reimagine this IP and this amazing game, and then make sure that our world-class art team is set up for success. Paving the way a bit.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for everything. We're going to have a lot to dig into today, so thank you for being here as well.
Thank you.
As we go right on down the line, we have, without a doubt, the most important Andrew on this stage here today.
Andrew Jackson.
Our gameplay director, Mr. Andrew Witz. How's it going, Witz? Good. Witz, for anyone out there that may be just meeting you for the first time, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, Andrew Witz. I'm the gameplay director. What basically means is I had to work with a bunch of awesome people to set up what the survival sandbox of marathon is going to be. So that's runners, weapons and equipment, and the combatants, the UESC. They're going to be hunting players on Tau Ceti. So yeah, what up to the gameplay team? Thank you all. For
Apparently, I heard there's 3
And
maps.
of course, last
at
but
launch.
exceptionally not least, someone who you've probably seen in Bungie Vidocs in the past, and someone who's been able to help guide design here at Bungie since Halo 3. The one, the only Mr. Senior Design Lead here, rather, the one, the only Mr. Lars Bakken.
Segushi, is that marathon related?
Thank you.
Lars, we're back.
You could say marathon's back.
You could. I'll leave that to you, though. Well, for anyone out there in the audience who may not get that reference and is just meeting you for the first time, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself and what you do here?
Yeah, my name is Lars Bakken. I'm a senior design lead on the Run team. Shout out to Run team, everyone that's out there right now.
The Run team.
A lot of
Run
fans
2.
out there.
Remember Cool Math Games
So the
collab?
Run
No
team
way.
is consisting of, we make the maps, so the zones that you're going into. We make the activities, so we take some of the cool stuff that Andrew's team, we remix it, we add the UESC in, we make them real difficult on purpose. And then we also have the contracts team, which are the factions, the corporations that players are sort of doing deals with because they're mercenaries. And that gets a little bit down into sort of the missions and everything. And so that's the stuff I hopefully make everyone proud with.
Well, we'll get into that here very shortly. But no, thank you all for starters all for being here. Before we get started as well, a quick reminder, do yourself a favor, make sure you've got your Bungie and your Twitch account linked to make sure you don't miss out on the Twitch drop that's going on right now. And if you also go ahead and subscribe to any channel in the Marathon directory, you can get a special little cat badge next to your name to go ahead and show everyone that you were here today. So go out there, find a streamer you haven't found before, and make sure and drop a sub out there and share the love. And also, if you have dropped your sub here on Marathon the Game, worry not, that money all goes to the Bungie Foundation, so thank you for helping us help them do some good out there. And now we have a big show again lined up. We've got some gameplay on the way coming up very shortly. We had a chance to go ahead and work with some creators and press very recently, and we're going to show you what they thought of the game. And of course, again, I'll repeat myself, but we've got something really great for you at the end of the show, so make sure and stick around. But again, the purpose of today is to show off some gameplay. Mr. Ziegler, I'd love to hand the mic to you for this next part.
Yeah, so before we get started, obviously there's a lot to talk about today. We have a little bit of a taste to show you about what our game is about, just to kick us off, so we can put some images to what we've been talking about here. So let's take a look.
Please! Okay. What the fuck? Oh, it looks weird. Okay. The quality is like 0p, but I see it.
The end of all things.
What the
But the dream
fuck?
is not over. My dream. Yours. Now. Run.
Thank fuck. This looks so different. Dude, that's a Titan punch! What is going on? You're making me God. Oh my god, September? That's crazy because I was gonna say that.
Everyone, first things first, you saw that correctly.
September.
This year on September 23rd, so you'll be
Yeah.
able to Tau Ceti very shortly. And in addition to that, coming just later this month on April 23rd, we're going to be running a closed alpha test that you can be a part of. Now, as a quick heads up, this is going to be focused on North America, 18 plus only. So there's going to be a big chance to play up front, but don't worry, there's going to be other opportunities to play later. So make sure you're caught up with all the details and you're ready to go.
That's going to be so weird because fucking Frontiers for Destiny is launching in
and of course,
July,
if you're here in Twitch chat with us
August.
today, then you've already done yourself a big favor. Members of our community and moderation teams are going to be going out and looking for folks to
looks
drop
good.
codes to as well to make sure that you can get priority
I mean,
access
obviously,
when the
like,
alpha
if it
kicks
feels
off.
good,
So go
I
ahead
don't
and keep
know.
an eye out on your inbox. There's no exclamation point.
But
drops or
art
anything
direction,
to do, though
that's
I'm sure folks will do it anyway.
expected
But
to be
worry
very
not.
good.
You've
I
gone
mean, it's
ahead
fucking
and done
Bungie.
yourself a favor by being here today. But let's get into it. What did we just see?
A lot of death, you know, is first what we all saw. But honestly, you saw a first glimpse of some of what's going on in Marathon, you know, our extraction shooter that we're creating over here. And it's got a little bit of everything. It's got some runners in there.
Well, this one's the higher quality. I'm
weapons in
watching
there.
this.
It's got some crazy stuff happening, but yeah.
Yeah, a little taste of the weapons in there. You saw some alternate weapon actions. The flip scope is in there, so weapons are going to do more than just shoot. Obviously, it's a Bungie game. We got to like really push things. Yeah, a lot of runner abilities are in there as well. The UESC, obviously, a little taste of the UESC and what they're capable of. Yeah, a lot of awesome.
Just at the wish list now, like, is this shit like out?
Like, there's that sequence where the shutters go down and then everything goes wrong for the team that's in that room. But
Okay, I'm hooked.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Bungie marketing.
Yeah, everything goes wrong with the Andy Salisbury story. Mr. Ziegler, so why are we making Marathon? Why is Bungie going into the extraction shooter space?
I mean, extraction shooters are something that are a passion of all of ours. Like, we really like the idea of like bringing this experience that we've all enjoyed, which is this kind of intense survival-based experience where you are frequently unsure of what's going to happen next, but you're on that adventurous ride of it. You know, it's like, we talk about it sort of like it's a horror story that's kind of unfolding before you. And testing yourself to see if you can survive it. And we really wanted to take that and sort of, I don't know, bring a lot more people into it. When you love something, you really kind of want to just, you know, attract others to it, and so you can have a bigger party with it. And so, yeah, we've been doing a lot of work to make that happen.
Yeah, no, it shows. And, you know, Lars, obviously, Bungie's got a long history of shooters, but this is a new type altogether for us to dive into. From your side, what's it been like designing for all of this?
It's been fantastic. So when I started at Bungie, it was on the multiplayer team. And I am a competitive person in my nature. I really enjoy PvP. And so having to take that in the Marathon game and think about every single angle of every design, knowing that there will be other human beings in, around, and on the other side of it has just been fascinating and really exhilarating for myself personally, and I also know for the team.
It's been really exciting to see. And, you know, obviously, you mentioned we saw a lot. We saw some runners. Mr. Witz, can you do me a favor and help introduce these 4 runners that are going to be available when the closed alpha test begins?
Yeah, for sure. We'll have 6 runners at launch, but we're focusing on the core 4 here they're going to be in the alpha. So going left to right, we have Locust. Locust is our soldier kind of fantasy, our soldier kit, all about push forward gameplay, right? The first one in, trying to get as many picks as possible, right? Against either the UESC or other players. Next, we have Blackbird. It's a very reconnaissance-based kit, all about like figuring out where players and enemies are in general and punishing poor positioning. Glitch is like our agile disruptor kind of kit, all about pushing forward, disrupting enemy teams and what they're doing and getting out and kind of having that kind of cycle. Void is our stealth boy, our sneaky boy, all about throwing down smokes, going a full active camo cloak, into the darkness, getting some reses, and then taking some people by surprise. So yeah, this is our core 4 right now for Alpha.
A lot of different playstyles to choose from out of the gate. And even furthermore, Joe Cross, also, if anyone's not following Joe Cross on Twitter, do yourself a favor and do so. But you've been sharing some art with these runners pretty recently out there on Twitter with everyone. You know, before the show, we were talking a little bit, and I've heard this come up a lot, but, you know, you guys have been working off of this concept of graphic realism. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is and what that means for the design here?
Yeah, it's one of our ingredients that we've sort of conjured up to help us define the visual world. For these runners, you know, the first thing we wanted to make sure was their visual fantasy reflected the gameplay fantasy well. And then we sort of have our you know, unique recipe of influences and inspirations for the reimagining of this world. And one of those sort of constraints we've created is this idea of graphic realism, where we kind of reduce the amount of geometry. We limit our materials. We use a lot of graphic design and color. And we sort of use it as a tool to onboard artists who are working on the project. And then it doesn't hurt to have a world-class concept team cranking this stuff out. And that's sort of the origin of a lot of these designs.
Yeah. And obviously the world of Marathon has so much legacy to it as well. As a kid who grew up playing it, I know it well myself. But what's it been like stepping into this world?
It's amazing. For art geeks out there, the sort of the father of the Marathon visual world in a lot of ways is this guy, Craig Mullins, who you see art represented on the left, started out as a fan, then got incorporated into the IP officially by Bungie. And so his legacy looms super large. And we've always tried to, pay attention, pay homage, make sure we were doing justice.
Looks so weird.
See here in the
but
center,
like in a good way.
Kind of a proto runner. We developed early in the process to make sure that our sort of approach to graphic realism and style lined up and sort of represented that. And then on the right here, sort of an evolution into one of our actual runners here, Blackbird, with a similar fantasy.
But can I
composition.
customize
I think it's working out
Blackbird?
well.
Come on,
And I
man.
think
Let me
we're,
see.
doing something new, but also sort of looking back.
It's like a 3-panel study on how to hold the spine, right? Is what you're looking at.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Yeah.
Is it a spine?
I don't know. It could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that said, if anyone out there in Twitch chat as well has any questions, go ahead and drop them in. We're going to try and answer as many as we can. We're going to be showing, again, a lot of stuff today. So if you've got anything that comes to mind, please feel free to throw it in there. Folks on the community team are going to be keeping an eye out. But we've obviously got a chance to go ahead and dive a little deeper. We've done some telling. Let's go ahead and do some more showing by taking a bit of a deeper dive into some more Marathon gameplay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Gameplay overview. Here we go. Like, dude, if I die like this, I would never want to play the game again. Imagine I had, like, an artifact or something.
Marathon is a team-based
What?
extraction shooter set around the mysterious and cutthroat world of Tau Ceti 4. You are a runner, a cybernetic mercenary who's given up their human form for a biosynthetic shell with unique abilities and stats, capable of both tactical and fast-paced combat. Here you'll fight in a crew of up to 3 players across a variety of zones and points of interest. You'll face rival runners in zones of up to 18 players, countless security forces, and otherworldly
Okay, the HUD looks nice.
to scavenge the remains of a lost colony
Wait.
for glory and fortune.
It actually looks kind of nice, I'll be honest.
Environments
Like,
of
art
Tau
direction
Ceti
wise,
4
obviously.
are
It's
filled with
Bungie.
weapons, materials, and equipment you can scavenge throughout the map. Before deploying, you'll strategically build your loadout and select a runner to ensure you're equipped for the run ahead. Your objective is simple. Get in, gather as much loot as you can,
and get out.
And make it out alive. Die, and all your gear will be up for grabs. Survive, and your loot can be taken into future runs as you grow in power and fill your vault. Death is inevitable, but it's never the end. Think quickly on your feet and outplay your opponents, and in your next run, you and your teammates will be the ones coming out on top. And even if you're down on your luck, factions can sponsor you with a fresh loadout, so you can get right back into the fight.
You can get sponsored, the fuck?
Bungie brings its best-in-class first-person multiplayer action to the forefront. Dynamic and tactile gunplay, runners with unique playstyles, and customizable builds create highly dynamic and strategic team fights.
Builds.
Whether you're on a zero-to-hero run or high-rolling with powerful gear, you'll need to use your best judgment when you decide which fights to pick and how.
What was that?
Because no matter how geared you are, players with skill and strategy will always have the edge. Marathon is designed to be played in crews, with contextual pings, shared objectives, and down but not out to streamline playing with your friends. Death is not the end. And if you're the last one standing, you can overcome the odds to revive your teammates and get out with your hard-earned loot. And if you believe your skills alone are enough to conquer any challenge, we give you the freedom to opt out of crew fill to take all the glory for yourself as a solo runner. No two runs in Marathon ever play out the same. With dynamic events, variable weather, and unpredictable players, you'll have to adapt on the fly if you want to survive. Each run has a time limit, and anything can happen while you're chasing your objective. Looking to unlock upgrades or increase your faction reputation? Slip into the shadows as Void and ghost past your enemies. Search the map for rare materials and profit opportunities without being discovered. Want to push enemy teams and steal their loot? Bring in Glitch with agility implants and your strongest weapons to disrupt rival crews. Running support for your friends? Grab extra equipment, shield charges, and a specialized backpack to be the lifeline they need. You're always free to experiment with team compositions, and the only limit to how you want to play your runner is your loot and imagination. Endgame challenges, ranked play, discovering secrets, seasonal storytelling, community events, and more all await you in Season 1, where you and your friends will start to unravel the mysteries of Tau Ceti 4. Remember, you're only ever one run away from your next big score.
Okay. I mean, it just sounds like a extraction shooter.
All right. It's a decent amount of gameplay. All right. Let's get into breaking this down. So, I think for starters, again, you know, as we touched on before the break, Bungie has such a rich history with Marathon. You know, Joe Cross, from your standpoint, facilitating this gameplay with your art style. Again, what was it like kind of approaching this from your perspective? What were you looking to do?
You know, build on the legacy. The narrative of Marathon is incredibly rich and like inspirational, easy sort of inspiration for art. I also love just sort of having the keys to this car from this era, working on a game from this era. I love older games. I love the way the games look from the PS1, PS2 era. So there was a lot for us, and you know, like I said, paying homage to some of the great sort of iconic artists of the time. So
yeah. And also we had some keen-eared folks in chat. I think it's Joey Wolfinder asked if this is Ben Starr. Yep, Ben Starr was the narrator of that piece. Excellent ear.
Great voice, right?
Yeah, great voice. Yeah.
Wonderful voice.
He's almost an Andrew Witz, but he does his best. But all right, I'm gonna put you on the spot with a tough one, Mr. Joe Ziegler. Yeah. Who's your favorite runner?
Ooh, controversial question. I play a variety of them, but I will say probably the one I end up playing the most is
Void.
Blackbird. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, probably.
He looked like a Void.
I like playing Blackbird because it's a great crew runner. Like, it's in terms of being able to provide a lot of information, provide a lot of support. It's also a great runner that's kind of helps to counter a lot of strategies that can occur, especially ambush strategies that happen. Also to catch Void out of position if Void's trying to hide. So yeah, there's a lot of versatility to how you can play it.
Very fun, Mr. Witz. I think you and I share the same main. I got to ask as well. Who's your go-to runner?
Oh, I split my time between Locust. I'm a very push-forward kind of player, as Joe reminds me all the time, because I'm pushing too much, too often.
You don't even have a W key. It just goes.
I just love to go fast forward. That's right. Yeah. And so, like, yeah, that push-forward gameplay that Locust kind of has, right? Being like the first to try and get a pick, you know, seeing somebody out of position, going for that pick. Also, I like to play Glitch a lot too. Again, like, I really love that disruption play style. I love just finding an enemy crew trying to exfil, trying to extract, and then like taking like the arm cannon and just knocking them out of like the zone, and now they're trapped with me and hopefully my teammates. Joe,
I'm scanning. I'm looking for enemies. It's good, yeah.
To that same end, actually, as you guys kind of discuss the runners, Destas in chat asks, what's the pacing targets to the gameplay? Are there any movement or traversal mechanics?
There are a lot of movement and traversal mechanics inside of the game, but it varies. Your effectiveness varies per runner. Yeah.
Yeah, like everything in like we're making like a survival sandbox, which means everything kind of has to have a cost, right? And so like going, if you want to go fast, like Locust has like a super sprint, so to speak. Like they have leg jets that kind of come on to help you sprint even faster. That causes heat. So basically, it's almost like a stamina system, but we call it heat because we're these awesome mercenary cyborgs, right? Where like the body overheats, and so this character has like some mobility, but you overheat quite a bit. So that's kind of the cost that's there, and so that's what pushes us into like finding implants that maybe like expand like how much like your heat meter, and also give you more agility, so you can even go even faster, right? So yeah, there's a lot of cost in the game in terms of when we place a mobility thing in there, we really want to make sure. It's like, how does this affect the pace, and how does this affect the overall survival sandbox?
And to be fair, we're still looking at the alpha builds. We got to balance a lot of stuff because some stuff is kind of sketchy. Yeah.
No, we have a lot to learn. That's why we're doing this, right?
Yeah, I mean, and actually, while we're talking about kind of those finer details, which I'd love to still kind of bug you a little bit, in marathon build crafting is a big deal. What does that mean in the world that you guys are building?
Yeah, and so like the runners are essentially like a base, right? And so each runner has, they have a bunch of implants that you can kind of find that do kind of wild things, and like as they go up in rarity, right? There's a lot of stats, so you can increase your resistance to certain things. So like Tox is one, so you can essentially be poisoned, right, as our Tox, and so you can build up resistances to that. You can increase your agility. There's shields, obviously, to make you a bit more durable. We have cores. Cores are really cool. They basically give you like extra passives. And at the base rarity, like they have these kind of passives that you kind of play around. At the highest rarity, they are specific to the runner kit that you have, the runner you're playing. And what they do is they really augment your abilities wildly, right? So you can, you're doing one thing, and then you get like a core specifically for glitch, and now you're like, oh, my double jump is a triple jump? Like that's how much we want to kind of push that, so that gear really matters. And so builds are like completely the implants, the cores, weapons, weapon attachments. Weapons have like a pretty cool progression too. We have gold mods, which are kind of like the highest end of the attachment pool. They're essentially like exotics in our game, right? What is the exotic version of this Magnum that can do some wild stuff? So yeah, like really it's the entire package together is what the build crafting experience is in Marathon.
That's super exciting. And actually, to that same end, we got a question in chat as well from, I think, Firex is how you pronounce it. How many players are going to be in each map?
Varies per map.
Yeah, it varies per map.
Got it.
The footage that people have seen a lot of, Dire Marsh, we support up to 18 players.
Excellent. Okay, all right, so going to be room for a lot of play styles. To that same end, I know we talked a little bit about Void earlier as well. Lars, can you walk us through maybe just your play style when you're approaching any of these runs?
Sure, yeah.
Let's go ahead and sell out the best strategy.
I have to give away my secrets. So Void is really fun for me because it leans into this part of my personality that is like very devious. And so, if you go on a run with me, I'll be like, hey, any claymores you see, let me know. And I'm putting those in my backpack, and I'm doing crazy things like, okay, so Void has a prime ability that sends out, I think you saw it in the video, it sends like a wall of smoke that sort of like your home base when you do that, it's a portable. Because when you go in that, you become invisible, you get automatic active camo. So I'll do things like set that up to make people believe I'm doing one thing and then do another. So a lot of subversive things. I'll go in there and I'll claymore the inside, right? If someone comes in after me, they're gonna have a very bad time. But I also do things like I'll go to a place in the zone where there's high tier loot, and I'll claymore it up, and then close all the doors and leave, and be like, I wonder if anyone's gonna show up. And then sure enough, maybe 5 minutes later, I see the shield crack in the HUD, and I'm like, yes, I can go back and see what's going on. So yeah, that's how I like to play.
Yeah. How about you, Joe Cross? What's your go-to?
If you know me, I'd rather look good and lose. So I generally pick the runner with the coolest helmet, and in this lineup, I think that's clearly Blackbird. As far as my play style, I'm typically just a decoy. So it's
like, Joe, go over there.
Yeah, exactly.
Look really great.
Yeah, exactly. Just stand in the open for a little bit. Yeah.
So that's the end of my run story.
Fair. Well, we want to thank you all for your collective sacrifice. We appreciate it. So actually, to that same end, obviously we do a lot of play testing here internally. Witz, I know you mentioned you've got a folder of some of your best plays, but what are some of your most memorable runs so far?
Some of my memorable runs are really when I think I'm going to be doing one thing, right? Like, okay, I'm going to do a contract. I'm going to be going here. I got to go into this room. I got to interact with this device. And I think it's like, I'm safe. Like, I'm kind of doing like a routine thing. I can get in and get out if I'm like smart about it and really kind of listen for what's going on. Like, there's no UESC around. There's no players around. And oftentimes there's another player, like the best moments is there's another crew that are going for the exact same thing. And there's this moment of like, you're about to turn the key to get into a locked room. And then the other team is right there. And you're like, oh crap. Like, and then you're like, this is all out war in like a hallway that seems to be like a regular hallway, but now it's just like it just gets crazy. And so I think those are the peaks that happen where there's these tense moments where you're trying to do something that lead to these very quick crescendos where, these mercenaries kind of going crazy. Like all these players are jumping.
You make it sound like you're playing so carefully, but you're not.
Listen, the tactics are happening fast.
Okay.
They're
It's just processing power.
The math is going. Like, it's happening.
It's improvisational, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like, runs can obviously entail a lot, but we also have a question from Sharky218. Is loot going to be just weapons, or is there going to be more for people to go after while they're out there in Tau Ceti?
There's a ton of loot.
There's a ton of loot.
Yeah, there's implants, there's cores, there's equipment.
There's grenades.
Consumables.
Let's talk about grenades.
Yeah, there's grenades. We have a bunch of different types of grenades in the game as well that you can loot in the world. We have valuables.
Bags.
We have backpacks.
Yeah.
Attachments, weapons, materials, keys.
And there's a bunch of stuff too that we're just we call valuables, but like there's times when you're running low on money and you're like, I just need to do a valuables run right now, and I need to pick up these things and get my money, into my space bank. So.
Space Bank, yeah.
That actually is a good segue from, and I'm not making this name up, Ballin' Hobo asks, what do I do with the loot when I extract? Like, why does it matter in the long run?
Thank you. Please.
Yeah, there's a variety of reasons. So a lot of it was related to sort of our factions and contract system. But if you want to talk a little bit about that, Lars.
Yeah. We've got this entire system we call factions. You're doing contracts, they're like missions, and you are being greeted originally by AI representative because you are a mercenary. You don't really have allegiance to anyone. They are going to pay you to do these jobs, and so they'll give you these missions to do. And as you're doing these missions, like Andrew said, sometimes you'll run into danger. But the cool thing about, I think, a lot of the faction, the contract system is like, you could complete download the agricultural survey from this one area on one of the zones, and you're doing the thing, and you've sort of done it. So even if you die, you've still made progress there, which I think is a really cool aspect of that feature. But then there's also this other meta layer where as you're working with the different factions, they allow you to upgrade yourself over time, and so you can increase your heat meter, you can increase your loot speed, things like that.
I was gonna say, you're trying to get as much loot as possible to meet the challenge of the world, right?
Yeah.
Like essentially, different missions get harder over time, right? Which means you want to have more loot on you so you can survive longer, so just in general, be able to do fight all the different, hostile entities in the world, like get through there's a POI on a zone that's heavily fortified by UESC and all of the different units that are there, the snipers, the assault units, like you want to be able to not only withstand that and players. So there's a lot of reasons why you want to get loot.
And honestly, like a lot of the loot translates into things like upgrades, that you utilize through the factions. But there's also an in-game store called the Black Market where you can use a lot of your currency and things like that to actually re-equip yourself if you go on a bad run, or to upgrade yourself if you need anything from that space. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons to get a lot of good loot out. I don't think I'm ever short of reasons to get loot out.
That just says something else about me, though. I'm just a loot goblin. So sometimes extraction shooters also can be seen as kind of hardcore and maybe tough to get into. What are some of the things that you guys are doing to make them easier to dive into?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things that we could talk about. One is we are obviously investing, besides doing a little bit more onboarding in the front end so players can understand a little bit about what the nature of the game mode is. We're also doing a lot to make combat something that's a little bit more approachable but also just equally as deep and have pretty wide things. But I think Andrew could talk about it, yeah.
Yeah, we want to make, like, this is like a Bungie shooter, right? We want to make sure it's approachable. We like nail those fantasies. Every button press feels awesome, right? And so really trying to bring that kind of like morph the Bungie action game into like in the survival space where, again, everything kind of costs something, right? Getting shot, like, you're not going to have like a limb system where like, you know, your limb's broken or anything, but you will, like, guns do stopping power, right? Which they can knock you out of sprint, they can slow you down, right? Status effects are still in the game. And so if you are hit with a chem grenade, right, you're gonna be toxed. You can be immobilized, right, which really slows you down. You can be overheated. There's all these things, and that pushes you into using consumables and making sure you have an answer for these things that happen. So we're trying to make sure that you keep the depth of the survival game, but the approachability of the action game, right? And so that's how we're trying to marry that together. And in addition to that, if you have some bad runs, right, like, and you don't have a lot of, you see your loot kind of going down, we have the sponsored kits, like I was kind of talking in the video earlier, where it's a package of gameplay items like weapons or equipment or maybe a shield or something or consumables. Yeah. That's kind of like the floor for what we think you can be really, like, you can be capable in the environment and actually like fight other players that actually are kitted out. So you're never feeling like, the goal is that you can always clutch, even if you find somebody who's completed kitted out in like really high-end gear, because that's your payday, right? That's like the beauty of the moment of like, oh my God, I took this player and they have the best shield in the game. Hell yeah. You know?
Yeah. Hurts. I mean, obviously, gonna be a lot of good pointers for folks at home taking notes for when they get a chance to get into the alpha. But we'd be remiss if we also didn't mention how a big part of what we do here at Bungie is working alongside our community, which is why we've also had the chance since about 2022 to work with hundreds of different creators in our community as well, to go ahead and get some of their feedback. So to those of you out there that have joined us, thank you very much for your time and your opinions. They mean a lot. But no need to listen to me talk about it. We actually just last week had a bunch of folks in here to go ahead and play test the very same alpha build that some of you will have a chance to join in on as well. So I vote I go ahead and let you tell them about it in their own words.
You kind of feel the blood pumping.
Got him, got him, got him. Down them all again and 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 again.
This is a new world. This is a different take on an extraction shooter.
No! No, get out!
It's game changing. It is literally game changing.
Is it Scarrow? No way. I do Dr. Lupo, but 40 creators. Where's Aztecross, bruh?
Such an exciting
The biggest
time for us.
freaking liar of
You
all
were the
time.
first group outside of Bungie to playtest our alpha build.
CB! 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 CB!
Look daddy up, let's go. Okay, I am ready and up. Whatever you two are. Is there... Oh, we are bringing some money in this time.
Quick read.
Oh, you looking around? See
Yeah,
who's,
I'm gonna see who we're gonna read with.
Alrighty. Bio research is right next to us. If you want to do the intercepts.
Yeah.
You just want to grab that real quick?
Yeah, we should.
You want to get going?
Yep.
That should be a good one.
I didn't actually. I've not been there yet.
Okay, movement. Looking nice.
Okay, there's... So, for the gang, there is fall damage, and it is severe if you
There is. I got a mod
on the-
earlier that like drastically reduced it though. So there are ways to reduce it.
I may have just exploded my kneecaps.
If you dash right before you hit the ground,
you
don't take
it saves it.
damage.
It'll break the fall, yeah. Happens to the best of us.
AI on the right. Yeah, more AI inside the little.
Like, the art direction is, like, really good, don't get me wrong.
A hostile unit is calling for reinforcements.
Where's the customization, though, bro? Like, I want to get a helmet of, like, a fucking traffic cone and then equip that.
Sorry, excuse me, sorry.
You're good, you're good.
Okay, still heading to field maintenance.
Yep.
Oh, I got AI over here like crazy.
Oh my god, you just shut up. Are we killing them or ignoring them?
AI with a snipe up above. It's looking at me.
I need some.
It looks so weird.
Guys, follow me.
I've never seen a fucking shooter like this. What is that? What the fuck is that thing?
Oh yeah, here I think.
Player. Down one.
I hit one for a kill, but I'm
Round two.
Yo, Scarrow is insane.
Down. That's all of them. Right. Yeah. Now we're doing it. Actually, you want to do the ATD? Here. That's what I do.
Oh my god.
Either way, I'm getting shredded right now, so I gotta use
Clear the AI outside first. They're just gonna beam us if we don't get rid of them.
Yep. That's a purple one.
Oh hell! Wait, the one that's at 5 needs. Oh,
The Grenadiers, yeah. They're pretty. What do you have on your little guy?
Oh, one of the guys you killed had just been weapons on him. Poor guy.
Oh, mechanics kit. That's what we need, right? Just mechanical status effect.
Oh my god. Okay, so like you can just like sell everything.
Yeah, I'm inside with them. When you have the mechanics kit, it does take anything. You're just good. Yeah. I'm unlocking the box. Yeah, dropping in. Big ones too. They've got long shots in too.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Yeah. That's gotta be.
I played one shield. There's a loot up there. Huge, absolute. Oh my god, I almost had to realize.
Where are they?
They're on the balcony, like south 200.
I got one knocked. Nice.
Nice. That's
annihilated, dude. Oh my god.
I'm out of ammo.
Yeah, I would say it's a
Oh
self-res
yeah,
again.
there's a sniper.
Freaking no! That's it. It's a Brian. Kill him. He's a fiend, dude.
I'm coming to you, Sven.
Yeah, I see him.
Don't underestimate this guy.
Oh my god, that's it. He killed 2, I think it's 1v1. Ben, you knocked one, I knocked another.
Good stuff. I literally only have a sniper.
I don't know if, like, will visibility be difficult in this game?
The knock I had
I
was
don't know, it's very
over
foggy.
here. I don't see anybody over there yet.
He's been quiet for an awful long time, I reckon he's gone to res. I see him.
He's right there. Yep.
Yeah.
Tell me if they rest.
There's a guy. Yeah, he's holding the angle at a distance.
Sniped a sniper.
Yeah, right on me. This player. I mean, Very weak up there.
Every match has a time limit. What would be the time limit of this? Like, would it be? Like, what did it start at?
At the
Yeah.
20 minutes. Okay.
Knocked one. Coming. Got one left.
I take shots on the right side, like east of him.
No, if they're close. I got no tags. Oh.
There.
You got eyes?
Yeah, A1.
Oh, is that him up there? Is that him up there? Is he upstairs inside?
Yes, sorry, he was.
Ping system at Marathon before
yeah.
Destiny. We'll go through. It's over.
Or is that USAC?
No, you said we shooting something in there. He was shooting something in there.
think they kind of built a ringer group, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty confident.
They built a God Squad, you could say. I feel like we might be the God Squad.
That was good. That was a good run.
Yeah.
We got knife some AI and grab some guns.
We can go to field maintenance.
We got a loot container key. Isn't there one of those around here?
Yeah, it's right here. Where did I just hear that thought?
It definitely looks way more accessible than like Tarkov.
I knifed one.
Like that dude opened a crate and immediately got a gun. I feel like in any other attraction shooter, if you started from zero, it'd take like 10 years to get a fucking weapon.
Oh my god.
Holy
I'm
sh...
dead. Yeah. Yeah. Something's sucking me.
Stop sucking him! It's a purple shield.
UESC reinforcement signal detected.
I found a purple enemy. I heavy knifed it 4 times and had to dump a full mag into it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yay! I don't want the Conquest. LMG.
Conquest?
I should take it, but I don't want it.
But here, take
Oh,
this.
long
Take
shot.
this.
I'm saved. What's the question marks again? That are on the map?
Oh, I think those are the flares, right?
Huh? Like
Like
this?
the cash flares?
Yeah, I don't know.
The maps are kind of small.
Flares.
They're definitely not like battle royale sized. Okay, this is Osteo.
Purple shield, I knocked one.
Oh, that was huge. Huge snipe.
Found him.
Prepare for increased hostile action.
Glitch is moving. Glitch is moving.
Behind, yeah, Glitch is behind you at the moment. White shield, white shield.
Oh, she's scared. She's scared.
Down.
Very good.
Very, very nice. I called it purple. Yeah, I want the frickin' purple. Here's a green on this
Purple shield. Who has that?
one. Me.
The big items, the big drops, the stuff that's like really high value, they're like, I have to get this out.
Doesn't matter if I'm playing Lucas or Void or Glitch. If I've got a better aim, I'm gonna win. There's no other extraction shooter like that where I can have that kind of gameplay.
When people find out about some of the secrets and stuff, they are going to lose their mind.
Playing so far has just been refreshing, I'd like to say. Everything felt really locked in.
This being sort of the next full Bungie
The
experience.
fuck is
an
he
exciting
doing
moment.
here,
The game is
dude?
inherently fun. I just want to play more.
It's kind of insane. September, that is the biggest shocker so
Obviously,
far.
having those creators in was a whole lot of fun. Getting to work with both creators and players alike has been a privilege. It's been a great time getting to set that up. And of course, I promise I'm not saying this just because I work on the social media team here, but if you head over to our YouTube channel, we have a full 20-minute version of that. So youtube.com @MarathonTheGame is where to find us. Also, same with all of our other socials, as long as I'm at it. But Lars, obviously, again, like we talked about before that video, we're familiar with working with our community really closely, but have we ever done it this early or at this scale before?
So I've been at Bungie for a while now, since the Halo 3 days, and I think the thing, even since my time, we've been really good about is working with players, working with the community. It's something we take pride in. And on this game in particular, yeah, we brought people in, players in much earlier into the process than I think we ever have before, and it's given us really good insight. You know, we tell them when they show up, be brutally honest, because that's how we learn. That's how we understand what needs to change, what needs to get better, and I think it's been really great.
That's been a ton of fun. I mean, even again, like these folks were
Be
all here last
brutally
week.
honest.
You
This
guys were in
shit
there with,
sucks.
some of you
I
playing
hate
as
it.
well. What was it like?
I never want to play it again.
Super exciting, yeah. I mean, like, when you have a lot of, there was a combination of players who we've been engaging with for a long time, and some players who were brand new, and it was great to see sort of like the mix of the both, especially when you got to some higher level skilled players who just joined in and immediately got it and started destroying everybody, like Tens and, you know, Lupo was in there, and but yeah. Yeah, you had some pretty awesome moments, didn't you?
Yeah, so it was pretty amazing to jump in.
Yo, I'm
and
farting like
throw
crazy
Nick
right
under
now.
the bus for a moment here. Like, apparently he was on the team with Brian and Jeff Keighley, and they were not having success. Y'all were like destroying them,
Clearly
the
Nick was the
creators.
problem.
And, yeah, it's probably
I
your
agree,
team that
Nick
was
is the
destroying them. So I was brought in as like a hired gun to help get Jeff through, and
Thank you.
I did my job.
Wow.
Mission accomplished. Love it. Yeah. Something that he's used to, obviously. Which also, though, you were saying you were observing a little bit as well, maybe not playing quite as much. What was it like, you know, from your perspective, getting to see all these folks jump in and play the game for the first time? Some of them.
I mean, it was awesome. It's awesome, like playing the game for so long, right?
Whereas
See
aura
other people play the
farming
game.
and marathon,
It's just a great
bro,
feeling, right,
relax.
for like the whole team. You get to see things that you designed for happen, and you know, in real life, right? You see people who are like being hunted by other players that take refuge by like we're a heavily fortified area, and watching the UESC equalize a little bit. Moments like that was great. There was another fight that was like it looked so fun, but also hilarious, but also like really like. It was like a great time, but also really tense. There was two crews that were fighting under the dire marsh map. There's a bunch of tunnels and stuff like that, and they were fighting in the tunnels. And the fight was literally like almost one by ones, like 3 and 3, like constantly moving towards each other and fighting in the hallway. The person in the front dropping meds for people in the back and changing positions. And that fight went into like little vents as well. So it was like this it was this hilarious chase that was like it was super tense because you didn't know exactly whether you were going to get third party, and they were just. The volume of the room kept on going up from those two crews because they were just like, where are they going to get flanked? There's another vent right there that could pop up from there. And they were shooting vents just like out of just pure paranoia. It was awesome to watch.
It's a good balance to strike, obviously, yeah. And you, again, we were mentioning you got to play. Were there any other creators you got to dive in with?
Oh yeah, I was on a team with Valkyrie and Katamina, and we had a lot of fun. There was like a couple moments where we bunkered down underneath a greenhouse in the tunnels underneath. Tunnels are dangerous and they were fun. But we basically created like a little claymore nest down there, and so we were baiting them down into it. And yeah, it was pretty successful. I'm telling you,
That guy does not want to be there. Did you see that?
Those
Look,
look like
this
claymores.
motherfucker
Pretty
does
solid.
not want to be here at all.
Lars is like, I know.
Yeah.
So, you know, even in addition to these creators, you know, the legacy of Marathon's community goes so far rather. You know, as someone who's played a lot of Aleph 1 in the past as well myself, back on my Titanium G4 Power book so long ago, bringing in the Aleph 1 team was really, really exciting. You guys got a chance to work with them as well, isn't that right?
Yeah, I mean, it's super exciting to sort of connect to the heritage of Marathon, right? Like to keep that alive as we're sort of building this new world. And so working with the LF1 team has been really awesome with the Marathon Classic on Steam is the release that they had, as well as the Marathon Classic 2, I think, is on Steam as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, both of those, it's like sort of connecting the threads, if that makes sense, you know? Sort of remembering the past as we're sort of building this new, re-envisioning in a lot of ways of what Marathon is.
Yeah. Actually, kind of on this topic as well, about the dangers of the world, we do have a question from Twitch chat. Are there dangerous PvE encounters? Obviously, you've mentioned that the UESC is out there, pardon me, and you should underestimate them at your own peril. But can you tell us a little bit more about maybe some of those emergent threats that await players?
Yeah, absolutely. There's the UESC security units that are out there. There's a bunch of different types that do different things. So watch out for them. We also have ticks, which are these wonderful, surprising, explodey fauna. Yeah, they run at you. They run at you, explode on you, and you have to shoot the nests actually to get rid of them essentially. Otherwise, they'll keep coming. And there's a bunch of hazards and stuff that are like be on the map as well. Like we have a bunch of like tox rooms and all kinds of surprises that await players, and the alpha is a few, but
what's
we got
the
a lot.
scariest UESC unit to you?
The scariest unit? The Ghost Commander for me, for sure. The Ghost Commander, their ability is like they go into active camo and they actually have clone. They have a bunch of like clones that go out there, so you think you're not sure which one to shoot, and then by the time you recognize which one is actually the real one, right? It's like it may be over for you, but that's one. The sniper, also love the sniper as well. We really want to have these prolonged sniper fights that are really great against the UESC, and if you manage to really push them and they notice you're pushing, they'll punish you for that too. So like, yeah, definitely be careful of these units. Tread carefully.
Not to be trifled with, right?
And the recruits, honestly, the recruits, they have this rush down that they do. If you're not too careful in knowing where they're going to be flanking you and rushing you down from, like, yeah, we're purposely making them these formidable foes that you can't get treasure out of the world easily, and they're guarding it, and they're doing a pretty damn good job.
And you can't ignore them either. Once they're on your set, you kind of got to figure out a way.
Yes. Exactly.
Also, too, we've got another question from, I believe, Shevsky. Can a team be composed of any number of runner types, like 3 Blackbirds, for example?
Absolutely, yeah. Yep. There's no restriction on how...
He's answering questions that have already been, like,
play the same.
answered.
If you want.
If you just paid the littlest lick of attention.
Utilities, but we've seen them all. It's been really cool to see kind of the different combinations we've seen. Yeah.
But you may never know, like those 3 different like players that are playing Blackbird, they may have very different builds and what they're gearing towards in Blackbird, right? Like they may be some of them, like one of them may actually have implants that allow them to go in active camo. That's not a specific thing for a runner, so we're purposely trying to make it so that you can diversify.
I did see the shield wall comp, which is like basically 3 locusts in the playtest from last week. But yeah,
let's go. Yeah. So again, obviously it's been so much fun to hear you guys even talking about this game and the experiences you've had. You've been building a world that's really ripe for players to tell their own stories in. Again with the closed alpha on the way on April 23rd, as players finally get a chance, some of them.
That's in 11 days. I mean, I'm probably not going to play it, but holy shit.
So many. I mean, there's so many different stories that I think are that we're looking forward to seeing happen, especially ones that we've never even seen before. But getting onto the planet, like honestly, just trying to survive amongst all of the different threats that exist there. The dying, when our trail says death, it's death. There's a lot of death in the game. The learning from it, the challenging yourself, the getting back up and trying to do something new. It's gonna be exciting. I'm sure there's plenty of other things.
I'm curious, Mr. Cross. What are you expecting?
I mean, I'm had the fortune to launch Destiny and now Marathon. It's always amazing to put something out into the world that you've been working on, sort of in a bubble for 6 years or something like that, and have the players experience the visual world for the first time is amazing. Introducing the IP into the world, sort of beyond the game. Sort of the culture it creates. Always excited to see like what the fans tell us what the game is and what the metas are and what the IP is, and so that exchange is always amazing.
Yeah, check out the Discord. It's getting wild in there right now. How about you? Anything come to mind on your side?
I'm just really excited for folks to discover the content and play with it in interesting ways. We've been making this meal for a bit. It's just time to see folks play, right? Like we've been making the sandbox for a bit. We've been working together on all the activities and everything in the world, right?
Like no matter how much they say, I'd have to play it to know if it's
I'm also curious to see which runner will be the crowd favorite. Out of the end. I have theories.
Like this is one of those games where like you can't just tell if it's good right off the bat.
Chat, Discord, let us know.
Like I've seen how much gameplay. They showed like 20 minutes of gameplay, and I still am just like,
very action-packed show. So for starters, guys, thanks so much for being here today. We really appreciate it.
I mean, thank you so much, and thank you everybody out there. Like our team is literally sitting behind these cameras here, and they're amazing. Like you should give yourselves a hand, for putting together.
The September release date is insane. I never would have expected that. The game itself looks beautiful. That's, it's Bungie.
And there's an immense amount of staff here that has been super gracious and kind to come and help work with us.
I was fine.
So just want to make sure
I just had
all of you,
I don't know if it's going to be fun to play. I don't get the appeal of extraction shooters. I get all the loot and then what?
Right. So again, as
there's
we
no like
noted at the
house
top
where
of
I
the
can
show,
buy
coming up at the
furniture.
very end, we've got a very special surprise. So go ahead and do yourself a favor and stick around all the way through till the end. But again, a huge thanks, Joe Ziegler, Joe Cross, Andrew Witz, and Lars Bakken. Thank you all for being here today. And of course, again, to echo Ziegler, thank you so much to the entire dev team here at Bungie. Thank you so much for being here today. Whether you're here with us in person or you're at home, it's your contributions that make Marathon possible. So truly, thank you. It's honestly humbling to be here today. And again, of course, the crew here, thank you all so much for all of your hard work. It's been incredible seeing this stage come up so much, or so quickly rather. So thank you so much. It's been a gargantuan effort, and it's all thanks to your efforts. And most importantly, again, to all of you fine folks out there for joining us today. It's such a privilege for us to get the opportunity to share what we've been working on, and it matters most when you show up and join us. We know you have busy days, and we're thankful to be a part of it. So thank you for joining us here on this Saturday morning. And of course, we got something fun at the end. Make sure you stick around for a little bit longer. We're going to be rating Scarrow and Mr. Raffle Waffles, Milo, out there here just after the show ends. So go ahead and tell them we said hello when you get a chance to drop into their chat.
Milo mentioned in the
As has
marathon
become
stream.
kind of tradition here at Bungie with our streams, we've saved just one more special thing here for you at the end. Now, we've told you a lot about the game so far, but we haven't had a chance to really touch on the narrative just yet, and we're really excited to build a story that's innovative in the extraction shooter space, both in and out of the game, and we'd love to show you a glimpse of that now. So we've had the opportunity to partner with Academy and Emmy Award-winning director Alberto Mielgo to go ahead and show you just a bit of a snapshot of what life is like on Tau Ceti. So we hope you enjoy, but in the meantime, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you all
Last
tomorrow.
surprise, narrative. Please, I mean, story is very important, so. Oh! That's like an actual, like, rendered cutscene. What the hell? Uh-oh. $28.12. Dude, it's so trippy. Dude, could you imagine if this style was in a single-player game? Because this is so unique. You're literally watching like the muscle fibers. Oh my god, this is so weird.
I met a traveler from an antique land who said, "Two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that it sculptor well those passions red which yet survive. Stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them, lifeless thing that mocked them. And the heart that fed, and the heart that fed.
Welcome once again. Once again. As a new shell.
I mean, it feels just like what it is, right? Like $1 trillion.
Like $1 trillion. Sakaguchi Genetics sent a reminder. Your shell repayment is coming up and will be charged against
Oh my
your
god.
credit.
I know.
Mommy!
We skipped the formalities this time. Got a big contract waiting down there. So
Understood. Let's proceed with your grounding exercise. Are you familiar with this item?
That's my lucky charm. Yeah. Supposed to be my lucky charm.
Holy sh! Oh my! Holy shit! What the fuck? Dude, you chill out, bro. Relax. The bitrate. Oh my god, YouTube be like YouTube gaming.
Can you identify her?
Yeah, that's my mom. That's your mom.
Now,
You know that's
consider
your mom.
this. Do you recognize this child?
Who are you? I don't know.
It's you.
Really?
This is a long cutscene.
Hey, what's that you're always tuned into? Worth anything?
I don't know, but I like it. It speaks to me.
Let me listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
You ever wonder what happened to these people?
It's not my business.
And this music is. You'll have a tough time finding a buyer.
Good. It's not for sale. Give it to me.
Holy shit. Yo, he's running, bro. Oh my god, he's looking at him. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck is going on? Oh, he's dead. I mean, she.
And on the pedestal these words appear. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair.
He got shot.
Nothing beside remain. Nothing beside remain. Round the decay of that colossal wreck. Round the decay of that boundless and bare. Boundless. The lone and level sand stretch far away.
Dude, could you imagine if this was a single player game? Could you imagine? Ooh.
Do you recognize this child?
Okay. There's so many of them. It's a weird way to show credits. I gotta like. I don't think I'm gonna sign up for the alpha, I'm gonna be honest. I mean... Oh. I mean, like, I still don't think I'm sold, but I'm gonna buy it. I think I'm gonna buy the game just to see what it's like. Creator alpha gameplay content, no live. Is the Steam page still? Like, we still don't have a price tag. Like, gameplay, I mean, like, it looks weird. I guess I can look at, let's see what.
And why are they all given the same picture of the same child? Yeah, this trailer just came in and swooped, man. I could tell just gauging you guys. Some of you were like, yeah. This trailer just came in and swooped.
That was a good trailer. That was actually a really good trailer. Like, genuinely. A ball jump animation. Shut the fuck off, dude. Shut up. Like, actually shut the fuck up. Like, so one of the fucking comments, like, meant to saw it. Like, dude, art direction-wise, this is so nice. But is it fun? You know? Not even is it fun, is it rewarding? Because Destiny's fun. Destiny's gunplay is amazing. I love playing Destiny and shooting things. But the loot is not the best right now, so I'm unmotivated to play it. This could have the crispiest gunplay in the world. It could be the most balanced thing in the world. I can have like a 10 KD on here because I'm just that skillful. But if the loot is just like not there, what's the point?
Death. The end of all things. But the dream is not over. My dream. Yours. No.
This was an 8-minute cut. You're lying. That was 8 minutes. That literally. Okay, that's how you know it was an amazing trailer. Because this felt like 3 minutes. Yeah, this was a really good trailer. I'm not gonna lie. Like oh, dude, like, could you imagine if this was a single player game? Like, this looks so.
Run.
Titan punch, Titan punch, let's go. God, that music. The way it's like glitchy and shit. We filing for bankruptcy with this one. It's over, dude. I don't know, man. Community sentiment is kind of weird right now. I think it's literally like 50-50 on people who it's 50-50 on people who like it and people who don't like it. I mean, I like how it looks, but I can't tell if it's gonna be a good game. I just cannot tell if this streams good game. Oh. Fuck, man. Fuck. Fuck, 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 dude. Of course.
When you guys asked me the question, Cross, have you played Marathon? I told you no. And I just want to say, guys, that was not a complete lie. You see, I have not played the version of Marathon that you see here in front of you. Instead, I've played older versions of Marathon. And those older versions are different. Marathon, but not quite the Marathon that you see here today. Fighting for your life. And I know that may seem somewhat stressful, right? To my Destiny players, they're like, well, you guys just say it's debatable, right? It's all about your perspective. Regardless, fellas, today we're going to be talking about my own experience playing Marathon, and it was quite something. Now, what is Marathon? Marathon is actually an old game from Bungie. It has a lot of deep lore. Matter of fact, we recently watched a video that actually ties in all of the lore, almost like the Bungie version.
So the commenter that said this looks nothing like OG Marathon, what did you want it to look like?
And inside of Destiny, we even have a weapon called Minor Multi-Tool, which comes from the Marathon universe. However, Marathon is not going to be the single-player experience that it was back in the 90s. Instead, it will be an extraction shooter, a word that many gamers don't like to hear. I completely understand why. For the past few years, we have been seeing extractions roll out left and right. From Exoborn to Dark and Darker to Delta. You do see some pretty poppin' player bases in some of those games, but I get it. Extraction shooters don't really sound that
Never
sexy.
even heard. I think I've heard of Delta Force,
Bungie
but
is trying to take a different approach.
never played
They're
it.
trying to give us that AAA approach, and they're also trying to bring this to console. So yes, there is a bit of a market, but again, to us as gamers, we don't really care about that. The only thing we care about is it a good game? And that's all that really matters to us. So let me take you down memory lane of my experience with Marathon. Now, the gameplay you're seeing in front of you guys is actually supplied by Bungie. We were not allowed to capture any of our gameplay, or at least I wasn't at the time. This was last August when I got to play last, and it was very much in a pre-alpha state. You know, that final coat of paint was not put on it. And what we were doing was essentially just trying out different features, testing enemy AI, seeing what the gameplay loop was like, checking out, you know, the different loot that we got. Did it make your mouth water? Was this something that made you say, ooh, I want that? Or that's noticeably different. And this is very important coming from a Destiny player, because for us, loot is everything, man. I mean, we will lose sleep. We will abandon our family for an exotic, especially if it's a potent exotic. Now, we also got to try out multiple maps, really just 2 maps. I got to see the 3rd map, and as far as I know, I think there's going to be 3 maps in total. But you have your one main map, which has been like the set feature piece that you've seen in many of the trailers. Then there was another map that we got to play, which was really interesting and almost reminded me of being like in a giant Covenant ship, if you will, but like way bigger, like extremely vast. And essentially, if you go back and you look at some of the games of Marathon in the 90s, those same almost like dungeon runs, if you will, I felt that presence inside of that second map. And having those close corridors like that really made engagements very interesting. Now, one thing I will say about Marathon right off the bat is you have to respect enemy AI in this game. You cannot just see an enemy AI and think, I'm just not going to engage. I'm just going to loot around it or move around that enemy AI. No, at least from the build that I played, and they actually said that the AI had actually been nerfed at the time when I played, that enemy AI would mess you up. You almost had to treat enemy AI like it was another person. Like when you saw it, it was no like, let me just like, you know, move around it and grab some of the loot and just ignore it. No, you actually had to take that enemy down or it was gonna mess you up and mess your entire run up, and they will. And the scaling here is pretty wild because there's even like mini bosses and stuff like that, at least on one of the maps we played, that you have to deal with. There's even one point where you have this huge boss that will spawn in, and I don't know if we triggered the spawn or if the devs triggered it. The point is that enemy AI in this game is extremely potent. They
they're
don't mess
fucking with
around.
him and
You
threw a
have to
boss at him.
engage them. And there is no like, you know, let me just rent some of these trash ads, and you have this like tremendous amount of downtime, if you will, between engagements with other players. You have to treat almost every engagement as if you're fighting for your life. And I know that may seem somewhat stressful, right? To my Destiny players, they're like, dude, I just want to get some loot. But keep in mind, this is an extraction shooter. And that's the point here, guys. You die, you lose everything except for, you know, whatever you may have. And I guess we're gonna have like a secure box. I don't know if they added that feature or not, but you die, you lose everything. And if you kill someone, you take all of their stuff. So there's some things to desire out of that. You know, you can walk in there with literally next to nothing and run over there and just wipe an enemy team, and they can have some of the best loot, and boom, now you're back on top. Now again, they may have actually nerfed enemy AI, so perhaps it's not as hard as it was then. But again, at that time when we were like, yo, these guys, they wreck us, they were like, wow, we actually nerfed them once already. So I would be surprised if they nerfed them again, because they kind of liked the fact that we were having to treat every engagement pretty seriously, and it meant something to take down enemy AI. And one thing that Bungie's really trying to stress with enemy AI as well, and the reason why I mentioned about triggering,
We still don't know a
boss,
price
that
for this
mini boss
game.
and other things in one of the maps, is that
I mean,
that's
like this stream's free to play. I don't understand. Like, I don't get how this could be like a $40 game. Not that I'm saying it wouldn't be worth $40. I'm just saying it's the perfect layup to just make it free and then charge for customization for your character. No, like that's the.
gonna
It
be
seems
a
like
big
easy
core feature
win.
with Marathon. It's like spawning in certain enemy types, unlocking puzzles in the community. As you've seen from the past when they've talked about it, like there's going to be ways in which different zones of the map will unlock for you and will almost unlock for the entire community. And I think that's the point, as you've seen here with like the ARGs and things like that. Bungie's leaning back into something that they used to do for Destiny with puzzles like Niobe Labs and Corridors of Time. They're kind of leaning into that here with Marathon as well, and that's going to push the community to, yeah, you're going to sit there and try to kill each other, but at the same time, we may come together for the greater good, right? Like you may be in there and be like, yo, don't attack me right now. I've got Joe back here. He understands hieroglyphics. All right, we need Joe in here getting this puzzle unlocked for the rest of us. And I think this is really important because this changes up dynamics inside of extraction shooters. You know, instead of you sitting there and just, you know, shooting each other as soon as you see each other, now you're going to be in the situation where, strategically speaking, if everyone's trying to get the best loot on a map, you may want to just be like, yo, let's just let Joe, like even if you're on the pussy team, let this guy and Joe go over here, unlock whatever gate or pyramid, I'm saying pyramid, I have no idea, but different areas, right? And then we kill Joe and the other guys and get the loot. And so that kind of changes the dynamic here. And I think that there will be different skill sets necessary for someone to be a good runner, which again, it's a character that we're playing as. You have the option between multiple runners, and
Like
yes,
there was a person that mentioned this in the fucking comment. This looks kind of like, I'm not saying it looks exactly the cycle runs. This game shut down, and it's a game I actually played. I mean, I'm not saying it looks exactly like Marathon, but like this was literally like one of the first fucking extraction shooters. I actually played this game quite a bit. By quite a bit, I mean, I don't think it's on Steam anymore, right? Would it even be in my library? Fuck. I think I put like a dozen hours into it or something. It was actually like kind of fun for a bit. I mean, if it's like this but AAA, I mean, could be good. Could be good.
They'll have different abilities tied to their class. This is not a hero shooter. Again, a lot of people previously last year and the year before was like, oh, it's a hero shooter, and they immediately was like, this is gonna suck. Class-based system, you have classes, and they're pretty unique. Now, I would talk about the runners in more depth, but to be quite honest with you guys,
So it isn't a hero shooter. It's a like, I guess the same way Destiny isn't a hero shooter. It's, you know,
it's actually under NDA. I think there was one of them that was under NDA we weren't supposed to talk about. And considering I can't remember which one it is, I'm just going to avoid that issue altogether. What I will say is the one that goes invisible, that one was hell to deal with. And I don't know if it's just my eyes. Maybe I'm getting old, fellas. I don't know. Invis people and me, we just don't work. Okay, my eyes just cannot discern where the hell they are. Now, what I did like about the runners is that even though there isn't supposed to be like direct counters to each one of them, I always felt like I had an ability on one that could counter another runner. Granted, it all comes down to skill sets, right? Like, are you able to click heads, things like that, the basic stuff. But ability-wise, I did feel like certain runners could cancel out other runners in a way, which does change up team dynamics pretty good. And that's really important because nothing sucks worse, especially inside of Destiny, when you're playing things like Comp or Trials, when you go up against an entire squad of, say, hunters who are rocking spectral blades and who are constantly going invisible. I'm not saying you're not going to run into that here inside of Marathon.
Well, like, what's the bullshit gonna be like in this game, huh?
But because of this almost like canceling out that you have here with some of these runners, this counterplay,
like, what are, like, the invisibility already sounds scary to me.
At all times, to have a good set of variety. And that's extremely important, guys. Nothing becomes more stale than running into the same hero, or in this case, the same class over and over. Now, this also takes me to arguably one of the most important things to a Destiny player, and really probably to anyone. How is the gunplay? If there's one thing that Bungie has always had, no matter what state Destiny was in, even D2 vanilla.
I mean, dude, don't get me wrong, the Marathon, it looks good. It looks good. Art direction is great. Chef's kiss, I like it. But just looking at Destiny, oh, it's like a breath of fresh air. Look at how beautiful that is. Look at that.
Double primary systems. People have always.
I'm just a sucker for Destiny. Destiny's my favorite fucking art direction game ever.
The Halo days. And a lot of that has to do with essentially the Tiger engine. And yes, Marathon is on the Tiger engine, whether you want it to be or not, guys. It is. Everything that you have experienced before inside of Destiny, you're going to find it familiar here inside of Marathon. No, you're not going to be running around with like a palindrome, but you're going to see a lot of similarities. As a matter of fact, in the gameplay that you're seeing on the screen, you probably already see some of the similarities, both visually and also in the mechanics on the map. It almost, some of these even look like, you know, a public event, if you will. And the guns themselves, they are different than what we have inside of Destiny, and we'll talk about that in more depth. But gunplay wise, felt pretty solid. Now, the reticle may drive some people away. I do like the way reticles look inside of Destiny. A lot of that just comes down to the weapon itself, right? The aesthetic of our weapons inside of Destiny are very much dependent on, you know, the type of content we're tackling. That changes depending on, you know, is it in one of our core playlists? Does it come from a raid? That aesthetic changes it. And of course, that can change up with things like ornaments and whatnot. The other thing is too, is like Destiny's big thing is like you kill a big bad, you slay it, and then you turn them into a weapon. That's really Destiny in a nutshell. It's not Monster Hunter, but that's essentially Destiny. Now, I can't say if there's going to be anything like that inside of Marathon. What I will say is that everything is modular. So essentially, you can pick up a weapon and in space form, and then you can add attachments. And just like other extraction shooters, the attachments are extremely valuable, right? Those are the things that really amp up your weapon and put it on, I guess, on
weapons
that
look nice.
legendary tier status. Now, there was on one of the maps, I was able to loot, I guess what you would call like an exotic. You know, I don't know if they're calling it an exotic or a unique of some sort. It was gold. And the weapon itself was fully stocked when I pick it up. And again, I'm not sure if this was something that I unlocked or if one of the developers just left it there for me to pick up, but it was like this huge sniper rifle. It almost reminded me of like the sniper rifle from Halo, but it was potent, extremely potent. And my question on that is like, how often do we run across weapons like that? Secondly, can we build to that? Is there a base form of that weapon and I can add attachments to get it up to that form? I don't know. Again, at the time, this was a pre-alpha build, so I can't really answer that question right now. Now, selfishly, yeah, I wish there was. Like, I hope there is. Like, I would love something to be present on the map, and it could be RNG dependent. It could be maybe we have to unlock a puzzle and then another puzzle and do all kinds of crazy stuff. But if we can ever get something on the level of like an exotic or unique. Like imagine coming across a Soros Regime, or coming across a Zalo Supercell, or coming across a Hawkmoon, you know, something of that equivalence where you know, whoa, this weapon is way different, completely different than my other weapons that are modular.
But
right?
then, like, what
And
if you
I would
die
love
with
if
it? I'd
Bungie and
cry.
Marathon leans into that again.
That's another thing. If I get something like super unique, I'm just never gonna use it. It's gonna stay in my vault for till the game shuts down. Like
in the alpha with the rest of you guys, and hopefully that is the case. Hopefully there's a little glimpse of some of the loot there that really is desirable, because I love looter shooters, and I know this is an extraction shooter, but again, it's an extraction looter shooter, so we don't mind going in there and potentially dying and losing everything if the upside is immense, right? But again, we'll see exactly in the alpha what the hierarchy of loot is, how crazy you can get at that top end, because that's probably the most intriguing thing for me, and it makes sense considering my background inside of Destiny. What I will say going into Marathon, guys, and something I have to remind myself, is that even though extraction shooters are not my first choice of games to play, looter shooters at the time when Destiny came out was not my first choice either. I didn't even know I liked looter shooters. You know, I played RuneScape and I played Halo, and then Destiny came along, and suddenly I found myself in love with looter shooters, and this has actually led me to play pretty much everything on the market that's within that same genre. I'm hoping Marathon's going to do that for me as well. I really do hope this game pops for all of us, and I will say from a fundamental level, the game is good. It's solid. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the build that I got to play with. Granted, a lot of things have probably changed since last August to where we are now. We're gonna go into this alpha, and I'm hoping that everybody has a great time. Now, if you have questions you want to ask directly, probably going on right now at twitch.tv/AshCross, we're streaming the reveal stream, and we may even be at the tail end of it at this very moment. But also today at 1 p.m. Pacific, if you want to come by, we are actually gonna have an interview with one of the developers over at Bungie, Andrew Witz, who is the combat creative lead. We will have him for 30 minutes.
that's not okay.
Reacts with a despondent thumbs up that simultaneously acknowledges that something good has happened, but that it also creates the potential for stress, hardship, and maybe even disappointment. I hate to reduce playing an alpha version of the next game from the team behind Halo and Destiny to a reaction meme deployed by millennials in group chats, but the accuracy of what Homer thumbs up conveys is undeniable. After around 8 hours of gameplay where I
with potential but thin on content, no, dude, that's not what I want, bro. Oh, we're fucked. It's over. Oh my god, Bungie, it's over. The game's gonna fucking shut down in 2 years. It's gonna launch $40. In a year, it's gonna be free to play, and then a year later, it's gonna shut down. What is that? Come on, I'm literally just about to like end stream. What is your... Come on, we haven't called in like 2 months. I miss you. And I can't even fucking call today because I have homework. This is like the 1 hour I've given myself free time. I had a website I need to do yesterday. I have 3 quizzes due tomorrow. Fuck my life, bro. Fuck my fat little life. I've been streaming for 2 hours. See, this wasn't part of the plan. I gotta end. I gotta leave. I got homework. What do we even have to do? Should I do homework on stream? I can't do that. I'm gonna like leak my location. Final thoughts. Game looks good. Don't know if it plays good. Reveal date surprised me. The trailer at the end was pretty cool. Actually, very cool. One of the coolest trailers. My name Jeff.